Welcome. My name is Alonda Carter. I am the Recovering Hunbot. I create anti-MLM videos, that's anti-multi-level marketing. And from time to time, I do true crime and white collar crime. Basically, I like to cover, scammy things. And I'm not really sure how great the audio is going to be right now because you see this black box thing. That's where my microphone is because I don't have my new office/YouTube studio set up with sound canceling foam. So if it sounds funky, sorry, just moved. And I'm not really sure how great the picture is going to be. Basically, I don't know how any of this is going to look. This video is about a new tool that is aimed at multi-level marketing people who join multi-level marketing companies, the Huns, that sort of thing. Anyway, I came across a video of a high ranking, the largest income earner for Beachbody, recommending this tool to her very large team. So there are teams and teams and teams underneath this person. So what we're going to do is listen to what she has to say about this tool. And, I'm just going to give you my impression, my reaction, that sort of thing about it. And, any tool that's supposed to be helping you with your business when you join an MLM, please, it's not going to help you build anything, especially people who have just entered the MLM and they're running around trying to do all the things and find the secret sauce and, make it work and work really hard. And it's just really not going to help. But having been there myself and thought that, if I do this, that, and the other thing, it's going to work, especially if I'm hearing it from someone who's way up there that I'm thinking is just so amazing and I want to be like that person. You're thinking that, you need to invest more into your business because after all, it is your business, even though you're an independent contractor. And what I really don't like about these different tools that, are targeting people in multi-level marketing is that they are profiting off of the people who join multi-level marketing companies. So it's not only that the people who join MLMs are being taken advantage by said MLM, but by all the different things associated with it. The different coaches, the different courses, personal development things, different tools like the one we're going to look at. You know what I mean? And before we get started, I'd like to give a shout out to my latest Patreon. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Online DDT Skills. I cannot tell you how much your support means to me. Anyone who watches my videos and then takes the extra step to join my Patreon always just blows me away. And as a matter of fact, all you guys who just watch my videos, thank you so much. That blows me away too. I really appreciate the support you give me. This video is based on my research, experience, and opinion. Please, as always, do your own research when it comes to multi-level marketing. Because I'm putting a graphic online, as you can see by this website, there is this kind of mock group called the Limp Sense Ladies. If this tool was for an actual business, then they would not have some MLM up front and center. You know what I mean? So it kind of just rubs me the wrong way, knowing that a company is really profiting off of people who are thinking that they are going to have time freedom, financial freedom by joining a multi-level marketing company. And while you can start using this tool for free, like so many others, 5 will get you 10, that Huns will go ahead and pay a monthly fee because they think having more bells and whistles will somehow make a difference. So at $12, that's going to be $144 a year. And at $20, that's going to be $240. And that's on top of a monthly cost for Shakeology, which is $99 a month or $1,188 for the year. Plus the back office monthly fee, which is $15.95 a month, which is $191.40 for the year. And that's not even all the expenses. That's not tacking on the personal development books, the annual conference, the flight ticket to the annual conference, the hotel, or anything else somebody might get, like coaching services or courses and just a host of other things. The grand total of Shout plus Shakeology plus the back office is going to be between $1,523.40 to $1,619.14 for the year. So you're in the hole before you start, quote unquote, making money, because we've all seen people in general are not making money from multi-level marketing. Most people are losing money. And if you haven't seen the video I did, it's a 2-part series about like the real numbers from a survey that I created. I will hopefully remember to link those in this description so you can check that out, because there is some evidence for you that people are not really making what they're trying to make it seem like when it comes to social media and multi-level marketing. And now we're going to watch this together. I'm going to take some notes. I managed somehow to find a tablet that I can write in, because mostly I don't know where everything is right now. So we're just going to, deal with it as it is.
Hey team, I wanted to come on and be able to share our big announcement that I kind of hinted towards a couple days ago. And I know some of you have been on the edge of your seats, and I have been on the edge of my seat waiting to share it with you, because I really feel like this is going to be a game changer for our duplication. Something that's been on my heart lately is just, I know from 11 years as a veteran, as a coach, which blows my mind, I've seen waves build and momentum and peaks of our growth as a business. In 2014, when 21 Day Fix came around, last year was a huge example of that, when everyone went into lockdown and all of a sudden at-home fitness became the only fitness that was available. That was another big wave. But what I will say is I really believe that there is another humongous wave building. Of course, we went public as a company last week. That is going to be a huge influx and an ability to go out and invest these resources into development of Bot Interactive, which is going to be these live classes. We're going to have a bike. There's so many really exciting things coming, and I feel I would be doing you a huge disservice if I didn't equip you and your teams with everything possible to help you succeed in this business. At this point in my coaching career, my motivation is to see this ripple effect go as far and as wide as it possibly can, to be able to know that there are families, maybe starting where I was 11 years ago, that still have that same potential in this business. In fact, I believe now more than ever, we're relevant in the fact that we are at-home fitness, and that's not going to be something that's going to go away. It's just going to become more and more the norm, as we saw last year. So as things were stirring, and I'm constantly watching what others are doing. I'm always able to go into a room and think, okay, what can I learn from this experience? Whether that be somebody that's looked at as a competitor to other people. I don't look at anybody as a competitor. I really am somebody who has blinders on, even in my own coach network, trying to keep focus on bettering myself, to grow a little bit more each day. And that's been the beautiful thing about this business and our team, and not even just our specific team, but our team as Beachbody, is all the leaders. They have this abundance mindset. There is no scarcity around. If we share what we're doing, we might lose out, because we really truly believe that there is an unlimited amount of people who need what we have. And the more we are rivers, that we flow freely, we share freely, versus reservoirs who are scared of lack, that we are going to be blessed because of that. And so all of that to say, I saw another company doing something that I thought, and I have friends in that company, and I thought, you know what, that's brilliant.
Where do I even start? So let me look at my notes here. Okay, this is a game changer for duplication. So when you talk about duplication, when it comes to multi-level marketing, AKA recruiting, because that's the only way anyone is going to ever, really make money. You're not going to make money just from selling the products. It just doesn't happen like that. This wave and momentum. And 21 Day Fix back in 2014, things were rocking. But the thing is, what she does not seem to acknowledge is that most people, you just even look at the income disclosure statement, and I've done that a bazillion times with Beachbody. Most people stay at that entry rank and don't even get to the first rank, which is Emerald, which I got there but couldn't hold it, and that's a whole different story, which I've talked about ad nauseum. And the whole thing about 2020 of that being, a wave, yeah, it was a wave for a lot of people, because when people are vulnerable, that's when MLMs will swoop in. And when the pandemic started, that's what they did. And I don't know if you remember, but there was a lot of letters that went out, talking to people about, you can't make the claims that you're making about your health and wellness products, because and there was some sketch stuff. There's always been sketch stuff that MLMs have claimed, but it's like in 2020, it just like amped up. And this whole thing like, oh, now at-home fitness, that's the only way. Yeah, it was, and it still is to a degree, but guess what? Beachbody is not the only game in town. There are other options. Don't get OpenFit, because OpenFit is Beachbody in disguise. That's a whole different story, and I've done videos on that. I think there's a hair on my lid that drives me crazy. You ever have that happen? Like all of a sudden you feel something there, it's just really annoying. Okay, getting back to my notes here. And this going public thing. I saw the Huns when this was announced, and they were all so excited. But here's the thing. Going public isn't going to do diddly for you when you join Beachbody. If you come in and you just joined Beachbody and they've gone public, that ain't gonna help you, sis. It's just not. And so fueling this idea that somehow it's going to be this great thing, and granted, maybe they will come out with different, fitness products or whatever now, but that does not mean that's going to help most people who are part of the Beachbody network. So that's really, in my opinion, that's kind of deceitful of making that claim, because it kind of fuels the idea for people that, oh, this is going to help me. I have more to offer. People don't want your MLM, sis. They just don't. They're not interested. People are onto this more now than ever. And that's why I continue to bang this drum, and so many other people who stand against deceptive business practices, which I do believe multi-level marketing is highly, highly deceptive. So for her to sit there literally in her mansion, the one who is making the most money in the entire Beachbody network, to imply that this is going to be helpful, go peddle those papers on a different street corner, because I'm not buying what you're saying. And she mentioned something, and this triggered me. I was really triggered by this whole thing, having blinders on to focus. I cannot tell you how many times I heard, just put blinders on, basically ignore everything, just have blinders on, as long as you keep going. That's a big old bucket of hooey. It just is a big old bucket of hooey. That's another way to keep you attached to the belief that multi-level marketing, that Beachbody in particular, is your ticket to time freedom, financial freedom, and life is going to be grand. It's not. Most people who join, how many times can I say this? They're not going to have any kind of success. In fact, they're going to lose money and lose time. Really, at those videos I told you about from my survey results, you should totally check those out, because I run all the numbers from what people told me from filling out a very comprehensive survey, which I am still running. So if you haven't responded to it, it's linked in the description for all of my videos. Something else that this just irritated me, an abundance mindset. That is just, that's one of those things that makes you believe that, oh, I just have this way of thinking that most people don't. So I believe there's enough for everyone. And then she dovetailed into this ludicrous statement that there's unlimited people for them to help. That is a bunch of BS, because there's a finite number of people on this planet right now. Granted, babies are being born, but not everybody can do MLM. And if they could, you would run out of people. And I want to say it's like, 10 to 13 rounds of hitting all the people, which Beachbody you can't even get in every single country. So for her to imply that this just goes on and this just everybody can benefit from this, That is a lie.
And how could we take that and make that even better for specifically our business? And this idea has been something that I've been stirring around thinking, okay, how does that apply to what we do? And how can we make this something that would better our coaches' journeys from the very beginning? Because I think that's the hardest part of this business is when you're starting from ground zero and you're trying to learn all the things and there's so much information. And that's actually what I find analysis paralysis with coaches is like, it just feels so overwhelming to start this because there's so much to look at, so much to learn. And you can feel like, I just don't have that kind of time in my life. And it's hard enough because of course we don't just sell like a, take this packet and you'll be healthy and fit. You actually have to do the work in our business. And I think that's what's real anyway. That's what matters. And that's what people need to be doing. But it's hard to take the time to do that and to learn our business. And so I really think that it needs to be something that is so cookie cutter, but just so like laid out in a way that is manageable, whether you are somebody who has a little bit more time or you're somebody who has a business already and 4 kids to juggle, and but you also like have that calling in your heart that you want to have a purpose and you want to do work that matters and you want the accountability with your own health and fitness. And that is what this business is. And so as I was thinking about that, I thought we need more of that in this business. You don't always have time for a 25-minute training video. How could we bite-size our stuff to be able to share it with a wider audience so that the ripple effect isn't just for the ones who do have that time, but is for anyone who joins this to have an impact, to see a ripple effect from them being able to share their journey in a way that's proven. And we have the blessing that is a team full of rock stars that are such rivers that are always open to sharing and giving and pulling together in a project like I'm going to share about here in a second. So all of that to say, I am a big visual aid type of person. So what I want to do is pull something up while I share about this with you guys. So we are calling this First 100. And the goal with it would be is that when someone signs up for their first 100 days, they would sign up for a texting service that would send them a text every single day with one training video. We're hoping these training videos are about an average of 5 to 7 minutes long. Try not to make them any longer than that. There's gonna be a couple that'll be a little bit over that. And then one post prompt. So that post idea could be anything from something to gain some more engagement, or it could be a way to add more value, or it can be a way to kind of create some curiosity around what they're doing. It can be an invite post. So we're gonna go through these different types of posts with them in these 100 days, but every single day they'll have some sort of idea or concept, and they can copy it verbatim if they don't have the time to go and write their own, or they can just be inspired by that idea and come up with their own things. We're gonna even have a Canva training in there that will allow them to learn how to make their own post images and not have it be a super time-consuming thing. So what we've done.
Okay, so before I forget, because I have some things written up, how many times can she say our business or this business? So if you're wondering, from those stay-at-home moms, all the posts where they talk about their business, it's people like her, which she got it put into her noggin from the company. It doesn't come from the stay-at-home mom. It doesn't come from, the people boots on the ground, so to speak. It comes from higher up. They're told it is a business. It's not their own business. And this whole crap about a better coach journey. So this is supposed to be your onboarding. And she talked about, the analysis paralysis and people being overwhelmed. And yeah, you are overwhelmed when you join, because you know what? You're not really given any guidance, because the expectation that adult learners can just passively intake information and then be able to utilize that information, that's not a good instructional strategy. And if you don't know, I'm a professional instructional designer, so I look at the training from that perspective. As a matter of fact, the training that is supplied, and I don't care what they put together in this, it's going to be the same as all the rest. It's crap. It's just crap because it's not going to really help you. it's not actually anything that's, going to help you as an independent contractor track your expenses and, track anything if you happen to make a sale or get anybody on your team. It's not going to help you with any of that stuff of setting up your, being an independent contractor, to how you can run being an independent contractor as a business, which is a thing that you can do, but I'm kind of digressing. I don't know if that makes sense or not. And, the whole ripple effect. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. I mean, it sounds good, And here's the thing. They always seem to bring in people spring up that come in later in these things. But this is what I want you to think about. And I did interview Robert Fitzpatrick not too long ago, and we talked about how there's these backroom deals. If you don't think that's going on, I don't know what to tell you, sis. Because it is. Because people can come up in her team still to this day and be given an advantage. You can be put on a leg where she's going to put people underneath you, or somebody, like if it's a different coach, put people underneath you, or you could be someone where you never get that you never have that help, so to speak, that's going to help you build volume. And you could be someone that you're put in a prime position because somebody left and they do have some people underneath them. So she puts you there, or another coach, I'm just using her, you're placed there. That already gives you an advantage. And maybe you have 20 people underneath you. That's an advantage versus somebody coming in and having nothing. There is stuff going on that we are not told about because they want you to believe that anybody can do this from ground zero, from nothing. And again, another big old bucket of hooey. Now, this whole first 100 thing, I will have to say, this, short bite-sized type content she's talking about in instructional design is called micro-learning. So I can, get down with that. Micro-learning is very helpful because if you have sat through any training, especially when it's online stuff, and I've had to do it even this year, compliance training and whatnot, and it runs on and on and on. It's boring. You can't focus. And that's why you need very short snippets of information of just what you need. You don't need all this fluff that traditionally has gone into a lot of training, in the past. I still see some of that stuff and I'm like, just get to the point, because that's all really people want. But even if you do just get to the point, the bottom line is still that when you're coming into this and you're expecting this to be your vehicle to freedom, it's not. No matter which way you slice that banana, it's not going to take you to the freedom that you're hoping for, that you're dreaming of, that you've seen other people get, because typically what they're doing is another great big old bucket of hooey, because it's all smoke and mirrors. They're making you think that they're having, all these grand lives and things are great. And it's typically behind the scenes. There's a lot of tears, a lot of exhausted people, and it's just not the picture that they're painting you. Once you get in it, then all of a sudden it's like you're sucked into this vortex of despair that you just seem that you can't crawl out of. And you keep on believing that if you just keep going, if you just work a little harder, it's going to make a difference. And I'm telling you, nada.
Is we're putting together 100 days of these content, of the post idea and of the training. So that way somebody is growing every single day, sharing something every single day for 100 days. And at the end of that 100 days are someone who can answer almost any question when it comes to the basics of this business. But to equip them to do so, we realize that's not just going to be in those 30 to an hour long training videos that they probably will never get to in most cases. We wanted to make it something that, hey, I have a couple minutes to sit here on my drive, I'm going to play it and listen to it while I go, because I know this is something that will grow me, but it's also something super manageable. And exactly the same thing with the post idea. So it will come through in a little text that will have links. They'll look kind of like this over here, where it says day 26 daily post. And then they'll click that link. I'll have one link for the daily post. I'll have one link for the training. And that will allow them to go to the page that looks something like, one second. like this. So this would be our day one post. And this is under day one, you'll see what type of post it is, engagement. And I'm probably going to include on there some examples of what that means. Engagement posts are to help the algorithm warm up and get people that might not otherwise post on your post to be able to comment below, because people love to answer these types of posts. So for instance, I shared one, Facebook and IG only show about 10% of the content of those you follow. If you see this, say hello. I want to see more of my feed. I posted that last night on a holiday, and I think there's 170 something comments already on that post. People I haven't heard from in forever. I never see their stuff. And I really do mean that I actually do see the same 10 to 15 people on my feed all the time. And I love the fact that it will break up my feed, allow me to see new people, but also because they're engaging with my content, they're going to see more of my content from there on out. So they can either choose, in this case, to use one of these two images, or like I said, they can go and use their own creativity and create their own, but it allows them to have something to share. And this rotates, like I said, through those value posts, through posts that will be more vulnerable and helping them have prompts. We don't want this to be something where it's a copy and paste. Sometimes in this example, it could be, but in other examples where you're connecting, we're giving them little prompts, and they'll be filling in their answers based on their own personal experiences. That way it's really authentic still, but it just allows them exactly like it was for us in school. They don't just tell us to go and write. They'll give us some sort of writing prompt to get our brain thinking, okay, this is where we need to focus on. I feel by doing that, one, we're going to give them a system that actually works. And because not everybody is a natural when it comes to social media. Not everybody was actually already using it on a daily basis. But it also just gives them the confidence that if they do these things over a series of 100 days, you are going to see an increase in your engagement and your connection to other people. And it feels really great to have people actually have success on social media, because I think that could be some of the most discouraging part of this. It also prevents them from doing what some people do, which is all of a sudden you become the kiosk person that only talks about Beachbody and health and fitness all the time.
Okie doke. So this whole growing every day, that again is something that triggers me because it takes me to the personal development side, and again, the hair is annoying. And this answer, let me see, what did I say? Oh, that within the first 100 days, that then you'll be able to answer just about any question. And will you? I mean, because honestly, until you start getting into the way people are paid, you know, all the different ways that you can be paid, it's really not that complex. It's really, truly not. But even the fact that it's not that complex, it's not that deep, that doesn't mean that anybody's going to have success. And why is it that she thinks that this is actually going to work, you know? Because it makes me think like, so how are people going to succeed from this? How are you going to know that people are succeeding because of this? And I wrote down, are you going to track the difference of people going through this training versus other training to be able to illustrate and provide statistical numbers that this actually works, that people are ranking up, that people are making sales, that people are able to recruit people onto their team? Or are you just saying, well, it's proven, I've seen other people use it, other people have had success, but you're not going to be able to provide any evidence? Because I'd like to see evidence that somehow that there is an actual system that does work and helps people succeed in multi-level marketing. Because here's the thing, Beachbody is going to give you a plan. Now you have another plan. Why do you need to have so many different plans to succeed in multi-level marketing? Why are people always running around looking for a new strategy so that they have success in multi-level marketing? The answer is really simple. Because most people are not going to succeed, and you never were supposed to succeed. You're just supposed to think that you're going to succeed. That's the only thing. Stay in it long enough, you know, so that you're actually helping other people. It's not about you, sis. Why do I keep saying sis in this? I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'm thinking about my mom. My mom used to always call me sis. all the time. Okay. So yeah, the 173 comments. Girl, really? You'll be like, I saw 173 comments on my post. You're the top earning Beachbody coach. The people who are commenting in general are on your team at large, and people who think like, oh, this person is amazing. I just think she's amazing. Oh, I love her so much. And I comment. That's not helping you out. And in the end, it's not really helping her out. It may make it appear as if she's popular, but who's she popular with? Is it outside of the network or inside of the network? And I'm going to bet you again, 5 will get you 10. It's inside the network. And she also said something about this system works. So are you admitting that in the past, the other systems that you've provided for your team didn't work? Am I hearing that correctly? That's kind of what I interpreted it as. What do you think?
So this is going to allow them to get a full spectrum for their audience to get to know them in a really genuine way, but also to take it off their shoulders of, hey, you just signed up for this, so go post every day. So anyway, that is a little bit about what we are going to be doing with this new project, First 100. We are going to be launching this on July 19th. So we're not but 2 weeks away from that. We're going to be behind the scenes, busily pulling all of this together. We've almost got the first 30 days all set. That is hopefully going to be done tomorrow. And then we're going to continue on from there. But what we would love for you guys is, number one, if you are a coach and, maybe you've kind of fallen off the wagon for a bit and you really do want to get the buzz of Summit that's next week, woo, what perfect timing. You want to jump back in with Summit. You want to jump back into your own journey with your health and fitness. You want to get back into the business. Jump right in and start this process with us on the 19th. You'll be able to follow the exact same system. And if it doesn't apply, let's say for, some of the posts, you just change it up and make your own, but you'll still be able to go through the training content and a lot of the posting content as well, because I've been sharing it myself just to test it out and see what works and what doesn't. So 1, you can do it. Number 2, you can invite other people to do it with you, to have new coaches to start their journey. Maybe you do a sneak peek group behind the scenes for Summit and share some of the excitement next week to really build that engagement, and then let them know about the system and how we are making it accessible for anybody, no matter what season that they're in, so that you can possibly have some new team members do it alongside of you and take the burden off of you to think you've got to provide all that content. Because we also know that that is the other scary part about coaching. It might be that, hey, I'm doing okay with my health and fitness, and I'm doing okay with learning some of the business side. I'm just super scared that I wouldn't be able to lead somebody else well through it. Well, guess what? This takes a huge burden off of your shoulders and allows you to just focus on leading by your own example, and then connecting them with something that will help to lead them throughout their journey. That's not to say that you're going to take away the human connection that you two will have back and forth and check-ins and things like that. But it's just taking that burden off of you. And it's also taking it off them in the future when they have somebody interested, not to feel like, oh, I can't recruit this person because I'm super scared. So our goal is just to help success be more achievable for anyone, no matter where they're at, so that we can equip people with these resources, with this business, and with these tools, our Shakeology, our challenge pack, to have them actually change their lives. Because I don't want someone signing up and not doing anything with this. I want them to experience wins and successes and connection, and to know they have a team that has their back. That's really, really important. And the same thing goes with the challenge pack. I don't want somebody to buy that and then not ever do it. I want them to successfully change their life. I want them to get out of this what they originally were inspired to purchase, if that makes sense. So that's a little bit of a gist of what is to come. Like I said, July 19th, it's also the beginning of the 645 program. So if you plan to do that, another great way to commit to 13 weeks, which is almost that full 100 days of getting your own self motivated and committed to long-term success. I will 100% be doing that program. If you haven't tried the trial, You have to. It's absolutely amazing. I've done it twice. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them below. There's other things in the works too. I will be sharing that later, but I at least wanted to give you a little heads up on this because I want you to be able to share it with your team. I want you to be able to share it with potential future teammates, and also to get excited about doing it yourself if you find yourself in that place. So thank you so much for tuning into this. I hope you are as excited as I am, and I cannot wait to get started with this. Have a blessed day.
Okay, you know what? Here's the thing again. There are so many systems for posting social media content. One system versus another system, does it really matter? In my book, it doesn't. It just doesn't. One of the things I want you to do is, now that this is being used and it's after Summit and people like shared how exciting, Summit was and everything is so great and they're building their teams, and our Beachbody Huns, are they now posting differently? And are you seeing any kind of, the same theme? Because if you start seeing something that's the same that you can tell, like, oh, they're all probably on Shout, let me know. Shoot me a message on Instagram, send me some screenshots or something, because I'd love to see like how they're actually using this and what it looks like. And, because Huns are always looking for a new way to do things, because they have to keep on trying to get into people's pockets, that's the name of the game. What can I say? Oh, and this bothered me. Oh, good golly. Oh, no matter where you are in your, what season you're in. Oh my gosh, that is something else that triggered me, and if you haven't been doing this for a while, you can get back in. I just want everyone to experience success. No, she wants people to stay in it as long as possible, because that builds her volume. And when she gets volume, guess what? Cha-ching, cha-ching, it translates into the almighty dollars. So I don't buy what she's selling. Again, take those paper sis, go on a different street corner and sell them there, because no, it's not working here. And hopefully you didn't buy any of what she's saying. So let me know, what are your thoughts and opinions about this new system? And what do you think is going to be the end result for people who try it? Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you being here. You have no idea how much I appreciate you taking time to watch my videos. I genuinely appreciate it. I will see you next time, and remember, you're beautiful and I love you.